The patch notes for 1.0.3 are out, and I want to quickly go over what some of the biggest changes are. The post starts off with a lot of bug fixes, so I won't go over those. There's not much to say about them. Links in the description if you want to go over them yourself. Instead, I want to scroll all the way down to where it says gameplay adjustments. And right out of the gate, we get a bunch of experience buffs. Significantly increase the experience awarded for completing nightmare dungeons, and significantly increase the experience gained from killing monsters in nightmare dungeons. This was a big issue because players were finding normal dungeons to be more efficient for leveling up instead of going through the nightmare dungeons. Also, with the increase to completing the dungeon itself, this encourages players not to stop before the boss, exit the dungeon, and then reset. Helltide chests now provide substantially more bonus experience when opened. Maybe the developers aren't seeing as many people participate in Helltides as they would like, so we'll see how this affects it. I tested this myself after the update by opening a mystery chest that cost 175 cinders, and it gave me 36,800 experience. This was with a 5% nearby player boost, unfortunately. I wanted to test this without a nearby player, but there was less than a minute left in the Helltide, so it is what it is. Significantly increased rewarded experience from completing individual whispers across the board. A lot of players have found that the rewards for completing whispers aren't worth the time, and it's treated more as a I'm in the area, might as well do it kind of thing. So hopefully this will give players a better reason to actually complete the whispers. And then lastly in this section, they fixed an issue where no experience was awarded for completing the holdout style event that can occur after finishing dungeon objectives. Moving on to general, the Helltide roaming bosses will now more consistently drop higher quality loot. So this sounds like it was specifically for Kicksarth. At lower levels, it could take my Necro 10 minutes to kill them, and then they would just drop some cinders and a rare, so we'll see how different this is now. We can now travel directly to the Nightmare Dungeon after activating it. Open your map and then click on the dungeon to travel directly to it. I imagine this will affect some of the Nightmare Dungeon tier lists since one of the factors in ranking a dungeon was how close or far away it was from a waypoint. Weekly bonus caches from world bosses no longer have a level requirement for opening. So this was an issue that players would have when completing Torment difficulty world bosses, where they couldn't open the cache until they became level 80. So now once you complete a world boss, you can just open that cache immediately. Some people are speculating that you want to wait until level 85 to open those caches, since it'll give you a higher chance to get Harlequins or Doombringer or Grandfathers. There's also a developer's note that says we're currently working on increasing the monster and elite density of endgame content and plan to introduce this change early in Season 1. So something to look forward to, doesn't really do anything for us now. Lastly, there are some balance changes for each of the classes. I'm not going to go over these. I've only played Necromancer, so I'm not going to pretend to know how significant the changes for the other 4 classes are, and I don't want to spend 20 minutes just talking about Necromancers. The only thing I want to mention is that every class is getting a lot of buffs. If you search for the word increase on this page, pretty much every single sentence has something being increased. There's the occasional reduced or decreased, but even reading those changes, they're still buffs for the class. So really cool that every class is getting better, we are getting more experience. I'm personally excited for these changes, but let me know in the comments what you think. Talk to you soon.